My name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at Essen 2013. I'm sitting down with Uli Brenneman.
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you again from Spielworks.
Yes, from Spielworks. And this time I'm presenting to you Kohle and Kolonie.
Which just barely fits on the table between us.
Yeah, it's a pretty large game, and you see there's also lots of material. I think we have 13 of these punch boards.
And a very deep box, lots of stuff.
And you see, it's the second game in the Kohle trilogy. Last year we had, by the same author, by Thomas Spitzer, we had Ruhrschifffahrt, which was the first one, and this one, Kohle and Kolonie, is the second one. And again, coal is the theme, and that's why the box is also pretty much black. And you may know that this area where we actually are here, Essen, and the Ruhr area, was very famous for coal production for 200 years. And this game starts in the late 18th century and ends about in the early 20th century. And actually, this part here, in this orange-brownish, is Essen, parts of Essen. The neighboring city is Bochum. Then we have Witten, and this is Hattingen, which is where I lived for 36 years of my life. So I have also a pretty high interest because of the local interest. And the author, Thomas Spitzer, now twice Hippodice winner with this game and with Ruhrschifffahrt, he lives in Bochum, so he has also a deep interest in this topic. It's a 3 to 5 player game. With just 3 players, you're not playing in the Essen area. That's the only difference. So there are not a lot of special rules, just that this area is out of the game. Otherwise, you're not competing too much in the game. So what it is about, or let me briefly explain the game board. You have the different territories colored, and these are mining grounds. And each mining ground has one or more coal mines. They start with just small mines. The game is 5 game turns. And this Roman numeral tells you when this small mine was founded. So this one only enters in the second game turn. And each of the mines, there are 60 mines on the board, has its own piece here with more information, some special abilities, its costs, its income. But this is also very historical. At a certain point, these small mines were connected under the earth, so they were consolidated, unified into large mines. And this is a very important time in the game. Even if you are owning one of the small mines, it could be that yellow will win the consolidation, and the green player, does not have anything at all later. So consolidation is also a very important factor. That's really historical. What is possible from Essen to here, you can move below the ground. Everything here is mined heavily. So this is also in this game. And of course, you try to run coal mines. Each player has such a tableau with up to 6 mining grounds. So you can acquire up to 6 mines during a game. This is one way to get points to win. But another important factor is you have to transport the coal. And this is done most of the time, if it's not like in Ruhrschifffahrt on the Ruhr River, by railway. So it's also important to control the 4 railway lines. You have to develop them first. There's a large red one, there's a very large yellow one, and there are smaller brownish and greenish ones over here. And each one starts the game with one railway marker. If you move one of your workers on top of it, it's flipped over, it's always a good thing, it's a bonus, and it's down here for you. And at the end, you would score more points for it. There are some other ways to win points, because each player is also running the administration of your coal mine or your coal trust. You have 5 pit head cards, so everything is above the earth, above ground level. Here again, you try to transport by car, This is a cokery, and later it's improved to a bigger one. You also have this factory, which is improved to a steel mine later.
So maybe iron to steel.
Yes, and this is the administration. There are several engineers maybe in there, which are helpful. And you will start with 3 ones over here. And this is just your, I have to check the English term, excuse me. This is a workforce in English. I just know the German term. This is the workforce, and it can be improved. And most cards, as you just saw, can be flipped over for better abilities. You have to play in it, on it to get this. Per turn, I just said it's just 5 turns. There are lots of different phases. So, although it's just 5 turns, playing time is probably 2 hours or more. First time you played with 5 players, you will play more than 3 hours. That's for sure. The first phase in a turn is that you can grab one of the bonus actions. All are very good. For example, this one is one, you know, coal mines are not secure. There can be an accident, and this is Grubenwehr in Germany. You can protect 2 of the mines.
Okay.
But excuse me?
I just am agreeing with you.
Okay.
Always a good thing.
Yes, always a good thing, but there are also steam engines or settlements that you can build and a lot of other things. Also, picking this bonus marker determines the turn order for the next turn. The ones, yes, then yes, exactly. So this is important. Then you have 2 identical phases, action phases. You have just 1 action per phase, and you can select from 5 different actions. You can build a steam engine, very simple. You take a wooden piece, put it on one of your coal mines, and so it produces more coal, so it's more efficient. Then you can build a settlement, which is just a house over here, because in order to run the coal mines, you need an adjacent settlement and a workforce. If there is no workforce anymore, then you cannot, of course, get the coal. So you can build settlements, or you can move your workforce to different places if you already have it on the board. At the start, there is just neutral workforce. These are you probably cannot see it well behind this back. These are the gray ones, and you later try to get your own colored workforce in because it's working for you and it's helping you. And another action is that you move your workforce, or you are getting one of your engineers on the board. The engineer is mainly used for the pithead cards, and it also gives you extra abilities. So as I said, although this is sometimes pretty quickly, sometimes it's very important to see which action now is most important.
Right.
This is basically the same thing. This is just an extra action, but there are certain markers, and you only get them very rarely. But if you have it in front of you, you can spend it and can do another action per turn. Let's assume you have 2 of them already acquired, but you still can only use 1 per turn. If you're not using them because you're saying, I'm fine, at the end, each one gives you 4 victory points. Then it's determined if there is an accident on one of the coal mines. This is done semi-randomly. You are drawing out of a bag, you are drawing markers, and if all of your mines are secure, nothing can happen. But sometimes, because if you do not have this bonus marker, you have to pay for them or use your workforce as a Grubenwehr, so as a security force. If you do not do this, your chances are much higher that an accident will happen, and it will cost you dearly.
You grabbed it only briefly, but you have a truly beautiful.
Yeah, this one is from China. It's not really from India. It's not really helpful for this area, but I like it. It's
I
nice.
like it too. I saw it from across the table and went, ooh.
It's better than your standard black one, in my opinion.
The black bag of doom, yes.
Exactly. Then actually there's also a neutral player in the game. He's called the Coal Trust, and he will buy 1 mine that hasn't been bought per turn. So why is he doing this, or is the Coal Trust doing it? to put more pressure on the players. And in consolidation, which I briefly touched with, which is one of the later phases, but only starting in turn 3, then in 4 and 5. So in the first 2 turns there are no consolidation. The Kohl Trust could win even the big mine. So you have to do actually something. So he is a kind of neutral player. He is acquiring normally 1 mine per turn, but with some actions, it could be a maximum of 3 ones, but he starts with 1 and then it may increase to 3. And of course, you're also getting income and victory points per card. This mine would cost to acquire it 1 money, but per turn, it gives you 1 money. And most of the cards here have also some special ability. Here your workforce is not only 1 but 2. Here you have an extra lorry, which of course also for coal is important. So I'm really only able to touch the surface of this game. There's a lot going on that I can guarantee. And there are maybe some players know Wushifat from last year. It was pretty straightforward. You do this, then that to be successful. But here are lots of different ways. I can concentrate on mining, but I can also concentrate on the infrastructure.
Right.
And sometimes it's even a good idea if, let's say, you have already acquired these 3 coal mines in this area, that I take this one, the 4th one, because I'm also profiting from the other ones here till the consolidation is done. So you can piggyback actually on what others are doing. Or another strategy is, of course, to be in a spot where nobody else is. But with 5 players, there's a lot going on. And the Kohl Trust is also buying a minimum of 1 card per turn. But it's just the surface of the game.
Which is ironic considering Kohl would not be on the
right,
surface.
and no pun intended.
Well, Yuli, thank you so much for at least giving us an idea. I mean, it's definitely, we challenge someone to go do a really in-depth tutorial video on this.
It's not possible to go in depth in.
No, not here, at least when we have so many games here at Essen to cover. But
yes.
I thank you for taking the time to give us an idea of Kohle. Did I get it right?
Kohle and Kolonie.
Thank you. You do it better than I do. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.